Welcome to part 2 of my thoughts on how to YouTube. If you haven't already, I'd recommend giving the first video in this series a watch, as it focused on how to get started. In this video, I would like to focus on how to get noticed. Because after you've put all that effort and learning into making your first few videos, naturally you'd want others to see them and give feedback. However, that is extremely difficult these days. It can be really hard to stand out when there are dozens, if not hundreds of others out there trying to talk about the same material or use the same visuals or even have the same sort of voice. As I mentioned in my first video, it is rather important that you find a unique way of presenting yourself. But once you do upload your first few videos to YouTube, what next? Well, as much as I hate to say, luck does play a very crucial role. Before I talk about anything else, I want to emphasize that there are a number of factors that are beyond your control. And while some may get a wonderful opportunity by posting a video at just the right time with the right kind of subject matter, many others will not be so fortunate. So just bear that in mind when you are comparing yourself to some of the more popular YouTube channels. Sometimes luck really is the biggest reason why they became successful. With that said, I can recommend a few tricks I've learned about how to grow your channel. First and foremost, you cannot depend solely on YouTube to do that for you. They have ways of featuring certain content and promoting certain channels, but you've got to make efforts beyond that. When you post a video, go out to other websites and try to find others who would be interested in that sort of content. In my early days, I was using the MLP Analysis Reddit page to help promote my videos. Even though the group may be small, these are the kind of people I knew who would be interested in this sort of content. I would also submit a few of my videos every now and then to Equestria Daily, in the hopes that they might include them in the nightly roundups. They certainly didn't accept all of my submissions, but for the ones they did, I was able to see a slight increase in traffic. Beyond that, there are websites like Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, various MLP forums, the list goes on and on. You have to put in the work to find people who would be interested in your content. Don't just upload a video hoping that others will find it. Make that effort yourself. Now, as far as the YouTube system goes, there are several things you need to keep in mind. YouTube wants to promote channels that are not only consistently getting views, but also comments, likes, favorites, and most importantly, audience retention. In other words, how much time is each viewer spending on your video? Do they watch the whole project from beginning to end? Or are they going through just the first few seconds before deciding to go elsewhere? Having a few hundred or even a few thousand views on a video won't do you any good in the long run if the average viewing time is only a few seconds. Which leads into my next point, putting your best foot forward right at the start of your video. Most people who give your channel a chance will decide within just the first few seconds on whether or not they want to stick around. You have to have a way to grab their attention quickly. You could try coming up with an impressive looking intro with creative artwork, music, or even animation, but try to keep it short. Like, really short. Anything longer than 10 or even just 5 seconds can get old if you're putting it at the start of all your videos. I don't use intros myself, but I can see their appeal for grabbing a new audience. But even without an intro, you can focus your discussion on the topic at hand right off the bat. If you're spending the first few seconds of your video apologizing for, say, a poor microphone, unscripted dialogue, or lackluster presentation, that's not going to leave a very good first impression. Put that at the end if you really feel the need to do so, but keep the start of your video focused on what the audience expects to see. If you're making a review, then get right into it. If you're making an animation, then make sure that is the first thing that people see. If you're creating music, then start with the music. One more idea that could help your channel to grow is by seeking the attention of some of the bigger YouTube channels. Now, this can either be really good or really bad. Depends a great deal on just how you present yourself. If you're asking someone who doesn't know you to spend their time watching your video, make sure you're appealing to their interests. If you send them a link to a video and they turn it off after only a few seconds, then any further requests for their time will be far less likely to happen. But if you can pique their interest and they feel inclined to leave a comment or share the video with others, then that will help bring attention to your channel in the long run. But of course, that inevitably leads into our next subject: how to do collaboration projects. And yes, that is easily the best way to bring new viewers to your channel in the long run. But this sort of subject really warrants its own video, so I'll save my thoughts on that until then. In the meantime, though, I would like to hear from each of you. Have you tried any of these methods when uploading your first videos? What sort of advice would you give to any content creators just starting out? Or if you haven't created any projects of your own as of yet, has this video inspired you to try it out? I would like to hear your thoughts on how to get noticed on YouTube, and I hope you will join me next time when I discuss how to put together collaboration projects. I am DRWolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.